Welcome! The end of the year video. We made it a week late. Euro short, as I said in the last one, but yeah, let's delve in. On the record player is almost perfectly prepared. Is still with Oyer and Terminer, a record that I just got this year. It's not in the top because it's from last year, but it's here and I'm listening and I'm enjoying. So yeah. Normally, or last year, we did the old extravaganza with guests, and we were going to do it again this year, but Adams is still lost in the Amazon somewhere, so he will probably be back this year. I don't know. As we delve into the deep with Till, I want to thank 1, 2, 3, 4 people who let's wait if the music is not too loud. I want to thank 4 people who were going to do their top 5. They were going to be mixed within the video, but it's going to be back to basics. My top 20 not on vinyl, and my top 30 just in case that was too loud, and my top 30 records. So I'm going to thank the 5 first. First one was Stian Masticato from Black Blood magazine. He obliged. Then Daniel from Till for playing the records. Sadly, you aren't here. Jay, the Astral Serpent, who sent in his top 5. I think it changed a bit, but this was the one I got. Norhem with Elonkera, I think. I don't know that one. Spiral Staircase with Visions Shifting. Solar Cross to the Ever Gleaming Giallo's self-titled 7-inch. Yes, and then Truduk with All Belong to the Night. That was his one. And then my number 4 was from Arterial. Last year we had Beta. It would have been cool to have him here, but maybe we can do something else later. Yeah. Thank you to those 4. And thanks to Adam too for an incredible year. We are drinking one that I have been saving, bottles, all into it, stout barrel aged for 30%, 30.2. So before I dive in, I want to do these. I'm not going to talk about them too much, but these are the ones that just fell out of the top 30. I don't know why, just because you have to choose. And then these are the honorable mentions. This one is Blacula. Came out on Ancien Cult. They have a new tape release now. They have the Rotten Moon, and then they have something that will appease fans of Cosmic Church. Let's keep it at that. I haven't heard it, but you know. Blacula, French. The reason these are not there is because this is 10 minutes of music together. He has, with A Bleeding Heart is one track, and then Materialized in Stone is the Marduk cover on this one. Very good, looking forward to much more. And then this is one that came through Ritual Abuse. This is threefold with Along the Danube. I was looking into what label it is, but yeah, it's weird. It's folky, but it has an 8-bit feel without being 8-bit. It's played on regular instruments. It has, yeah, all sort of things. It's a weird one. It's a short one, and it came through Klaxon. That's mainly why I picked it up, but yeah. 2 very short tapes that are in the honorable mentions. These, that's the Scare one. So these are the, what's that, 10 more. There we go. Let's see. Are we ready to dive in? Yes. So the first are 20 that are not on any format, not on tape, not on CD, or not on vinyl. The Dakhanavar, I think, with Liminal Dimensions of Arterial Lust on Nithstang, Astral Serpent, and another guy, I'm blank, Adam, I think, on drums. That's on tape. I think the vinyl was Go to War, it's not sure. Arizmenda, Spiders, Lust in the Dungeon's Dust. That rhymes. Self-released. Unfortunately, I've heard it a few times. I'm sad about it because it's almost impossible to get. I think it's $100 record if you want to get it here. But yeah, good nonetheless. Dogman, Alcoholic Fury, and Madness on Atrocity Altar. It's actually Alcoholic Fury and Madness Total Death. Dogman is one of the Usman projects. He will be back later. Then I have Solar Cross 2, to the ever-gleaming pinnacle of timeless mastery on Ixiol. Is it Lamb? I'm not sure. It looks like it. I haven't delved in. Record is waiting for me at the crypt. Charlie. Speaking about the crypt, Albionic Hermeticism, I'm sorry, Psalms to the Father on the very coldest of beaches. Circle of Ouroboros, they will be back with Avicon Vario, I think, on Go to Warx. I'm holding out for the yellow one. It's just such a beautiful record. Then back to Crypt of the Wizards with Power AD. That's still with his power heavy metal thing. Great cover, great tape. Still waiting at Charlie's. Reclaim the Night, or the Might, I'm not sure. The Might, maybe. Then Larvae from, I always forget where they're from, Eastern Europe. Acid Horror Cult on Unholy Domain Records, one of the few death metal records in here. Then Geheimnisvoll with Kada, I think, from Russia, and the other one is the Atesh Split. I'm going to do combinations here and there just to cheat a bit. The Geheimnisvoll Kada is self-titled on Nithstang, once again. And then Atesh is Rise from the Depths in the Cavern of Morn. That is the track for Geheimnisvoll. If he has something new, I'm there. Then Aske makes its debut with Algis Techno Viking. It's not black metal. It doesn't even have the aesthetic of black metal anymore, except for the Viking. But yeah, it's very good, and a label that has my eye firmly on it. Niter cast in Dark Grandeur on Dark Adversary on CD. That is doing the vinyl release, but it's postponed. Sterenatis with Blazebird Hall on Drakar, a legitimate, I guess, Blazebird Hall release, since he was one of the later guys that had the blessing of the older people. Sulfuric Night, I've added it in favor of Dead Circle. I haven't listened to Dead Circle in complete, Feast upon the World of Illusions, which is a great record in itself. But I went for Sulfuric Night, although I heard a very small part, Black Metal Tyranny. Then a grand return, Nunum with Heriach, I think that's how you say it, Heriach, yeah, something like that. On Northern Heritage, they had that legendary by night, now 10-inch, that is unfindable. So they are back with a very good one, only on CD for now. Pharmacist, the only real death metal except for the Larvae. Flourishing Extremities on Unspoiled Mental Grounds went completely under my radar. There is a vinyl edition out now, I think. I saw a record today. Coco Crest with, yeah, the new one. I5, something like that. And then the 4-way split with the Legion Lotan crew. Vampire Blood, Nosferatu Darkness, The Lawless Knights in Travastia. On Dark Adversary, probably Iron Bonnet will do the vinyl, I'm not sure. I'm not sure anymore of anything. Kvasir's Blood, which was in the beginning of the year, a little bit on the darker side, if you know where I'm going. The Eternal Return on Breath of Pestilence, very good record that kept playing in my head over and over again. Hollow Serpent Tooth is a newer one on Promulgator Records. You Make It Dead, the 2022 demo. And then I have one more, and then one hot shot. Stangarigel, the Malak Payton singer, guitarist, I think, or the, yeah, I think singer. Na Severe Stka, or something like it, on Hexen Cave Productions. Got to know them really late, as my latest one added, except for Necropole Yoga, which is basically not out yet. I heard 2 tracks maybe. Very good, very looking forward to it. But the Stangarigel, great new band. I think they play, yeah, Czechoslovakian inspired nature worship, like Bergtat over. They play with mistakes in there that are kind of intentional. They leave it in. It has a great feeling, great sense, great melody, great everything actually. So recommend it. And it seems that Medieval Prophecy is doing the second thing, full length or EP, I don't know. So yeah, that was the top 20, not on record or vinyl. So together with the top 30, you have a nice 50 records to delve into. That should be enough, and I'll see you in part 2. Okay, part 2, nice 10 minutes for the first part. I've changed the records. We are listening to Arterial with Forever the End, a record I pulled out of my collection. I have pulled out about, I think all in total with tapes, about 150 to 200 items. So let's see if this stays yes or no. American band, but it's been some time since I looked into it. The roundups, Haduk Ura, I don't know what the title is. Then Nithstang and Crococrest, Azaxul with Echoes of Dreariness. And then Vorigfang, this one on Altar with Skammenstein. Then we have Ostots from Spain, blanking on the title. Theriomorph with Diabolical Blood Swords. Highest Honor from Wolfswood. Scare, blanking on the title. Elegiac on Dead Hymns with Wolves Chase the Light, and then Atzlek the Pitman's Revenge compilation, which were... This hasn't show up. I know this comes from the Charlie badge that I need to work on, but figuring out we're going back to Skype or something, whatever. We'll see, we'll see. So those are the 10 more, the 10 bonus ones. I'm going to start with a bunch of 12 inches, then some tapes, and then you will see what my diabolical plan is to get as much in as possible. I stacked a bit. If there were 2 bands, because there normally is I differentiate between EPs, demos, and full lengths. The only thing I did now, because I gave up on what a full length and what an EP is, if one artist has a few things that add up to a full, it counts as everything. You'll see. Gauntlet Ring with Tyrannical Bloodlust, Blood and Crescent. I could have chosen, in my opinion, anyone, Fellwinter, Arbor. Is it all the same? No, it's not all the same, but his hand is so overbearing that you can see it as one big project. The Blood and Crescent project, actually, from Brooklyn. So yeah, this one I like a bit more because it allows a bit more influences and a bit more roundness in sound than Fellwinter. Arbor is one that I still haven't delved in, just because, I don't know, there's enough. But yeah, let's go. Great beer. This could have been higher, but it just came in. It had to be in there just for the cover alone. It's, yeah, unhinged. I try to use the words very, very now and then, just little pricks here and there, but this is unhinged. This is, I don't know where these guys would come from, if they are pure black metal or is there a noise background, or yeah. This is my avant-garde record of the year. Blood Knights of the Imperial Twilight. Forget the title, I think, yeah, it's self-titled. So yeah, very cool. Once more, the picture of them. There you go. In the bonus CD, the guy on the right, he has puppy hands. So when I saw that image, I knew it was okay. A record that I discovered actually within preparing this and re-listening again, this one, the Brent, titles Oerkraft. This was out a bit longer, it was on tape first, now on Feutweg, and I think Tour de Garde is somewhere in here too. Brand, I know them from their weird little demo with a white building. I always followed them, and then all of a sudden they were on the Feutweg and there was more good music, so this is a bunch. It's not black metal, it's more post, a lot of things, but it's a very good record from these guys, so that deserves one too. I'm not going to do numbers, we'll see if we're in the top 10, you'll know. Then 2 I couldn't choose because they are basically one big record. Radum with, I don't know the title, and Abami Viagra, how could you forget the title? Artwork is awesome. Asia and the Middle East. I slightly like this one better, but yeah, I talked about that in the last video. They're both good, and they're playing soon, I guess, in February. Then the last death metal, yes, I think so. Abortifacients with In the Crypts of Gore Crypt. Yes, not many, but one. Link with Belgium, think so. I don't need to blow it up any more than that. 4 tracks of disgusting underground death metal for fans of early Cenotaph, MX, and Ripiculu, sorry, made in Italy. Look at that, pressed nuclear war now, pressing in Italy instead of Czech. Very good, very gurgling, gorgling, but dry, not slimy, dry, dusty. Belgian black metal, dusty. Gates of Dawn, there you go. A record that a lot of people try to emulate the style of Emperor or some symphonic integration of synths that don't work. This works effortlessly, I might ask. This is a guy that can play, that knows his classics but doesn't overuse them or something like that. So yeah, the El Aira is also a very great record that I have come to know through my Greek friends. But yeah, very good musicianship, very good everything. There you go. Promo is promising too on Dead Hymns, they will show up. I've tried to put all the labels and artists that I liked this year in here, so that's normal, I guess. But yeah. No rambling. This is hard. Kriegstjorn, I think, with Schickelser. Yeah. I should know it a bit better, but it's Danish, and that's yeah, that's a blind spot for me. On Tourdegaard and Natte. There we go. The old tower for Tourdegaard. The Natte Rattenvanger. Very good one. There's not a lot I can say about this. It reminds me of a bit of the Canadian coldness, but then played in Danish. I don't know if the brothers are in this. I don't know too much about it. It's just it has a lot of stamps of approval, and I listened to it a few times again in the last week. It clicks, but it's not memorable yet. It's still in the top, so it says something. Yeah, not your ordinary Natte record, but what is that? Cheers to them, cool to see them still in the top. Then one that catapulted himself into my top. Verzweet with Blizzards of Hate. Very good record. A lot of variations. This is Finian Patriarch with him not on vocals for once, so the Gespewagi crew came together to do this one. Old European nature worship. There is, what band was on here? Windir. It has some Slavic and Russian influences running through it, so yeah, it's a great record. The first track is kind of weird, but then when it delves into, I think God of Ice maybe, there we go, together with Off Snorden, these are two very good records. This is more the black metal, Off Snorden is more the experimental pop record with black metal, so yes. Then two from older veterans, or three from older veterans. This is Warlock. I have to see the title again. Three-Angled Void. There you go. The third full length, I think third full length. ETT doing what he does best. Finnish black metal majesty. Errol Tort Tyrannus. Yes. Session drums by Arkom Vulpecul. It was a bit much last with the entire Helveti Warlock puzzle, but yeah, very good. And this is intriguing me, the eagle on the pentagram. That came in a little late in the year for me, because I held off listening to it on vinyl. I knew the record a bit from listening digital, but yeah, once again, one of the best live shows of the last 5 years within black metal. Then, a band that I would love to see live, Negative Plane with The Pact. I've been listening to these guys and the drummer's solo projects for a while now. Stained Glass, Windows, and the other that I'm blanking on were great. They build up to something. It is a band that has the most respect, I think, for the entire genre that is black metal, going from doom in the early beginnings to the more cult worship, Beheaded stuff that's not in here, but you know, that's how much it expands. So they do a lot of that stuff, a lot of heavy metal influences, and once again, just people that know how to play. An entire backstory. There's a book that came with it. This is just the booklet. Not going to get it out, but very good records. One that I'm not done with, and I hope they make it to Belgium. Then we are almost through 12 inches, I guess. The first duo from one guy, Osman with Obscuritatem. Let's go with the title. Arrogant Nihilism. A very good record. Mutilation cover on here. What was the other one? I always blank. Possessed by Black Fucking Metal. It is from... I forget now. Not a Garot, yes, of course. There you go. Legion Wagner worship, to some sense, it came out of the dark, came out of the noisy, really raw Bosnian scene with his third full length, I'm not sure, but yeah, very good production. Mythias from Lagugum is on here. It has a lot of things going for it, with the Mutilation cover and the other one. Outdone himself. Still Obscuritatum, still raw enough, still with a lot of respect, once again, just like Negative Plane, with a lot of respect for the entire thing, maybe coming from another side, but still. He also did a lot of stuff, like I said, the Dead Circle, and what else was Dogman, keeps going. But this one, Shadow Dungeon, the title is a bit hard. Geistgerin, I think, there you go, on Go to Warwick's. The album, or the vinyl version, leaves a bit waiting, but it has this beautiful battery style tape cosmetics that I like very much. Shadow Dungeon doing his first forays into more of a black metal band instead of the pure dungeon synth, I guess, ambient stuff. But yeah, this and Obscuritatum, very good. All cheers to him, man. Oh. You keep eluding me for that talk, but we'll have to do it once I'm back on my feet. It looks okay, I think, for, you know, okay. Enough of that. Then Arid with from Anthropophagic, Jesus Christ, Waste breeds a writing mutagenesis. Let's try that again. Anthropophagic, yes. Insane title for an insane record. The drums on here, I mean, I talked about it when it came out. Once again, Dead Hymns, I think second entry, third entry maybe, fourth entry, fifth entry. Label of the year for me, I think. But yeah, Arid. Eerie Silence Productions, the one behind Tennessee Die, that was also, could have been also on here. I chose for this one. Earlier in the year than a Tennessee Die, a bit more musical. Yeah, a bit more music to it than the pure noise. But yeah, great, very raw, very raw American black metal. But yeah, he does it good. Feral Inspector, new stuff coming out, mind blowing. And then what is mind blowing? And this is the tip of the iceberg, literally, that is in flames. Yeah, Circle of Ouroboros. This one is called, the title's Autuala. Two guys, beautiful music. Just really starting to click with me. I guess I had to become 40 to really get into it. But these, I was going to say underappreciated, but a lot of people that love music are into and have found these guys. With their 27 or 22nd full length this year. They have, I think, 3 this year and 1 last year, so expect something to come up on the channel. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah. Cheers. It's a great record. Then one that I had a lot of fun with, and we're going to delve into 1, 2, 3, 6 tapes after that. This is true Iron Will, and this could be up a lot higher, but it just is in the pack. It's on top of the pack of 12 inches. So. On Nuclear War Now, coming out of America. I don't know anything about this guy, if this is a singer, but the cover alone, once again. If you put this, and this is a State of America, I like this. Great covers. Yeah. Once again, there was the trend of, I'm not sure Horrible Room started it, but the very punky pagan I think Bulgot was there too, which will be next. But yeah, this does it, but then adds some heavy metal influences to it, and it's just a really fun record. True Iron Will. There is a War. Very good. European influences. Blaze Bird a bit, but if you say pagan and you say black metal, you end up there real quick. I'm going to cut here one more time, and then we'll get into the 6 tapes.